So let's come to our usual comfortable seat. And as you take that comfortable seat, with your sitting bones, find that connection of your sitting bones and your blanket or the floor, whatever that happens to be. And then draw up through your spine, lengthen your sides. Shoulder blades are on your back. And as you take a moment with closed eyes, tune into a full deep breath in and out of the nose. And with that, tune into the expansion and contraction that happens as you breathe. Recognizing and honoring whatever is showing up in your body, in your mind this evening. And connect palms together at heart center and gently press the palms together. Lift your shoulders up and back. Take a big breath here and let yourself expand even more. Then on your exhale, bow toward your heart. Softly opening your eyes, releasing your hands down. Keep your shoulders moving up and back and start to move through your head. So take some shakes of your head now. Nod your head yes. Take ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Just give yourself the information. What's happening for you through the neck and shoulders. Then back into center. Take hands to your hips and press down onto your hips. Then begin to tilt your pelvis forward and back, coming to a little fluid movement here. As you find that little bit of fluid movement, again, notice for yourself if there's anything showing up for you, for stiffness, difficulty, whatever happens to be there. Then hands work out to your knees, and now exhale to press back through your spine. Inhale to circle around with your ribs to the left side, all the way around the front, and exhale back on the right. Inhale, circle around to the left, and exhale, draw back on the right. One more on this side. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale, circle around to the right side, and exhale back on the left. Full, long, deep breath as you do. Another full circle. Then inhale, sit tall. Press fingertips just beside your hips, lift up tall through your spine, and then take your right ear over to your right shoulder. And now keep that support of your right fingertips on the floor. Reach your left fingertips out to the side, and think of reaching your fingertips away from your head, head away from your fingertips. Move your left shoulder blade onto your back again. Take another full breath. Then bring left fingertips to the floor, right fingertips reach out to the side, and then lean away with your head. Left ear to left shoulder. Take a full big breath. Re-engage your right shoulder blade. Then inhale, come back up to center. Roll shoulders back. And now take arms long out to the side, palms are facing forward. And then wrap left elbow over your right, coming into your hug here, walking fingertips towards your shoulders. And then take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. And now we'll move a little bit with our breath. So inhale, lift up through your elbows and your ribs. Exhale, round in, expanding into the upper back, your chin tucks in. Inhale, lift up and open, and exhale, round round in. One more this way. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. Then inhale back to center, reach your arms, and exhale, switch the cross. Right elbow on top. Take a big breath into that space in between your shoulder blades. And then begin to move with the breath. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round in. Full inhale. Long, deep exhale. One more big breath. Then inhale, sit tall, release your arms, and switch the cross of your legs, coming to the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And now fingertips walk forward and pause just in front of you. And you can always have hands up on a block here or more than one if you want. But move through a couple rounds of cat and cow here. Inhale your belly toward the ground. Exhale, press your spine back. And take that a couple more times with your breath, allowing for that tilt of your pelvis to happen forward and back. One more big breath. Then inhale, lift up long through your spine, and exhale, work your way as far forward into this fold as your body is ready for. And maybe you set elbows down on a prop here. Maybe you let your head come to rest against your thumbs. Maybe you let your head settle all the way down. Your choice, wherever that works the best in your body. Take a deep breath. Then inhale, rise back up all the way to your tall seat. And this time, arms out to cactus. Press your elbows back and think of tilting a little up with your elbows, back with your fingertips. Low ribs are lifting, and then engage a little through your core to support your back body. Big exhale, low belly, low ribs engage. Inhale, elbows move a little further back in space. And now, cross left elbow over your right, and this time you can come back to back. You can take your palms for your eagle, or you can come back to your hugs, whichever feels the best. But wherever that is, lift your elbows up to shoulder height, draw shoulder blades onto your back, and now little circles with your elbows in one direction, little circles in the other direction. And then release your arms, give your shoulders some rolls back. And now arms back to cactus, 90 degrees. And then press back with elbows, lift up with elbows. So now as you cross right elbow over your left, coming to eagle or back or a hug on this side, again, lift elbows up to shoulder height, draw shoulder blades onto your back, and then you can start those little circles in one direction. Little circles in the other direction. And then release. Let your arms come to rest, hands come down to press onto your legs. Lift shoulders up and back for a moment, close your eyes, and take a deep breath into that space around your heart. And now we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Make sure that you have all of your props handy. As you come down onto your back, draw right knee into your chest. Left leg extends all the way out against the ground, and hug your knee in close. Rock it side to side. And then open your knee up to the right side. Your right hand can always come to rest against your knee here if you would like. Flex your foot and then draw your knee forward and back. Working a little bit more through that hip socket. And then back into center with your knee. Clasp behind the back side of your thigh and begin to press hamstrings into your hands, lengthening up through your heel. From this place, do some pulses. So walk your hands up and down the back side of your thigh so that as you move your hand to a new place, you push again with hamstrings into your hands, giving that feedback throughout the hamstring muscles, different parts of the fascia. And now bend your knee again and take your knee across your body into a spinal twist. You can rest your right foot right against your left leg if you want to. Think about only going as far as both shoulders can stay on the ground. Maybe open the left or the right arm up to the right, gaze to the right. Take a big deep breath. Then come back up to center here. Give your knee a squeeze. And then bend your left knee and cross left ankle over your right knee. I mean, just kidding, right ankle over your left knee. Oh boy. So now from this figure 4 place, lift your legs up as close to your body as you're ready for. Maybe getting a little bit more into that glute stretch. And rock side to side. Feet are flexed. Now, as you hug your legs in as close as you need, take a big deep breath into your low back, into your hips. And now set left foot down and set right foot down. And now extending your right leg all the way out straight if you would like. Draw your left knee into your chest and just rock it a little side to side. And then open your knee up to the left side. Left hand on your knee if that's comfortable. Flex your foot and then start that forward and back movement with your knee staying open. And then draw your knee back into center. Clasp behind the back side of your leg and start to lengthen your leg. Reach up through your heel and then begin those pulses. Push hamstrings into hands and then move your hands to another location. Push hamstrings into hands. Moving up and down the back side of your leg a few times. And then bend your knee and take that spinal twist. Left knee over to the right side. Foot can always rest against your leg. Maybe open up the left arm to the left, gaze to the left. It's always an option. Or you could always take your left thumb into your upper thigh and give it a push away from you. So that's another option. Take a deep breath. And now back into center and bend your right knee, set your left ankle over your right knee for your figure 4, and then draw your legs in towards your body. Flex your feet, rock a little side to side, giving yourself that chance for more length in the low back. And then remember to reflex your feet, giving your ankle and knee a little bit more support. Full breath. And then gently releasing your right foot down and your left foot down. And now drop knees in together to touch and reach your arms up overhead. And then add a little bit of movement through your pelvis. You're getting a little movement through the low back, the sacrum area, a little action of allowing some release of tight fascia here if your body allows that today. So now we're going to do the thing I dislike when teachers do, which is now that we're down on the ground, we're going to roll over and sit up. So go ahead and roll over to one side and push yourself up to your seat. And now grab your blanket and find the roll. And bring soles of feet together into your butterfly. And place the blanket over the tops of your feet and wrap the blanket underneath your legs for ankle support. And then find your bolster and set it behind you. And it could always be another rolled up blanket instead if the bolster is a bit much. But set it a few inches away from your hips if your low back is feeling at all tense. And then start to recline over your bolster, getting that hip opening from the butterfly and the expansion through the heart space. Take a few breaths, maybe close your eyes. And then realize that you can always come out of the leg part or the torso part. You can always shift to laying all the way on the ground, or you can always shift your legs to a different position. Take a few moments in the variation of this reclined pose that you're choosing. Noticing whatever is present in your body, maybe where your body is holding on to tension. And the invitation is always to make whatever shifts you need to make for a restorative pose to be more comfortable. From feet to crown of head, just give every part of you permission to release and let go. Take another 3 full breaths right here. And as you take these breaths, remind yourself that this is an option for Shavasana when we do get there. Now bring knees back upright and roll over to one side and push yourself back up to your seat long enough to move the bolster aside, move the blanket aside. And then as you come back down onto your back, pick the prop that you would like to use to set underneath your hips. So take a moment to walk your feet in toward your sitting bones. Lift your hips up and slip whatever you're using. And it could always be a block, it could be a bolster, it could be a folded up blanket or two. Let your hips come to rest on your prop. And then you get to notice for yourself if right here with your knees bent is the best for your body, or if it feels good to extend your legs all the way out long, maybe arms overhead. Your choice. Take a big breath. Another option here that I often forget about is to take feet into butterfly. Knees open wide. Sometimes that feels really good. Sometimes it doesn't. And as with any restorative pose, shift if it stops feeling good. Got about another 5 breaths here. So if it would feel good to you to shift to a different version of this pose, you're welcome to. And now walk your feet in, if you haven't already. Bring your arms back down by your sides. And now lift your hips and slip your prop out from underneath, letting your hips come all the way down. And then for a moment, you can either bring knees up into your chest and rock, or you can take some windshield wipers. Whichever one of those feels the best to you. Feel free to spend a little bit of time in either one of those. Or if you want to switch back and forth between them, you're welcome to. And now, knees pull up in toward your chest, and we're going to take 2 props, one for underneath our knees and one for in between. So I'm going to do bolster underneath and block in between. We're going to start off with the props, and then you can take one or both out after you've felt it with the props. So set one in between your knees and one over to the left side, and then drop your knees over to rest on your prop on the left. From this place, you can notice for yourself. You can always take the one in between your legs out to see if that feels better. Put it back in if it doesn't. Just take the time to adjust, again, to make this restorative, comfortable, easeful. You can take arms out to cactus or reach above your head, or let your arms rest against your sides. Full big deep breath, letting yourself just simply experience a gentle twist. And now bring legs back up to center. Switch props over to the other side. And again, we'll start off with the 2 props, and then you can always switch it to just one, or even none if that feels the best to you. Legs over to the right side. And again, experiment and see. Taking a block out, does that feel better? Put it back in if you want. Take some big deep breaths as you make this pose your pose right now. Let yourself notice how the twist feels on this side. We have different organs on each side, so our twists are very literally not symmetrical. That might be a difference that you can sense. Might be a very subtle difference. And now gently bring your legs back up to center, footprints to the floor. And now I'm going to give you 3 choices, but you can really pick whatever you want for Shavasana. We're going to come to either legs up the wall, or we're going to set the soles of our feet right against the wall to add that little bit of grounding, or you can come back to what we did earlier with the bolster underneath your spine and blanket over your feet. So if you'd like to do legs up the wall, you can come and sit right close to the wall sideways. And as you prop yourself with your elbows, rotate and then shift your hips as close as they can get. It doesn't have to be right up against the wall, but if it is, there you are. You're welcome to bend your knees here, press into the wall, lift your hips, and set a prop underneath your hips, or your hips can be on the ground. So any of those options for Shavasana to help you to settle the best. Begin to take a deeper breath. Add gentle movement into fingers and into toes. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to your side. And slowly push yourself back up to your seat. Bring hands to connect with heart center, and with eyes closed, take a full breath. Have a very beautiful rest of your night. Namaste.